You ready? Here, let me get that crap out of the way.
Later.
Alrighty. Bowen. Janali Bowen.
Oh, Ryan, Your Honor?
All right. Then Ms. Bowen charged of domestic
Yeah.
violence, court finds probable cause. Bond is set the amount of $500, no contact with the alleged victim.
Your Honor, would the court consider pretrial release for Ms.
No.
Bowen? She said she has no.
And then we have Tashia Taylor.
That's North Broward, Your Honor?
Tashia Taylor, you're charged with domestic battery. The court finds probable cause. Bond is set the amount of $500. No contact with the alleged victim. Nisha Blue.
Also North Broward?
You're charged with assault. Court finds probable cause. $500 bond. No contact with the alleged victim. Yamaris Gomez.
Present, Your Honor?
You're charged with count 1, domestic battery, count 2, domestic battery, count 3, possession of cannabis. Court finds probable cause. Bond is set in the amount of $500 on count 1, $500 on count 2, ROR on count 3. No contact with the alleged victim.
Your Honor, we're asking the court to sign a mental health screening order.
Granted.
It was also, would you consider pretrial release for?
None at this time. Claudia Lofton.
That is main jail, Your Honor?
Claudia Lofton, you're charged with battery, domestic. Court finds probable cause. Bond set the amount of $1,000. No contact with the alleged victim. Rosa
Judge, just
Solis.
quickly for clarification, the victim is alleged to be her child.
Yes,
So she's not to have any contact at all?
not at this point.
Okay.
That's a further order of the court. I imagine that a dependency action would be filed and the court in the dependency action would make that determination. And we have Rosa Velez Solis.
North Broward, Your Honor?
Thank you.
He requires our Spanish interpreter, Your Honor?
Okay, very good. You swear to interpret from English to Spanish, Spanish to English, accurate as possible?
I do so, Your Honor. For the record,
Okay.
Mariana La Rosa, LARROSA.
All right,
Spanish
starts
interpreter.
with domestic battery, $500 bond, but you have an immigration hold, no bond. Do not try to post a bond to get out because the immigration hold will keep you there.
Señora Beli Solís, tiene usted una acusación de tocar o golpear, agresión. Además, tiene una orden de retención migratoria. Para la primera acusación le da una fianza de $500 y para la segunda acusación no hay fianza. Por lo tanto, trate de no pagar la fianza porque si no, la orden de retención migratoria la mantendría allí. Your Honor, I have a problem with the audio. I can hear myself. I think they need to turn off some microphone.
I understand
deal.
the problem. We're getting an echo through.
Yeah. As long as the defendant is able to understand me. May I ask her if she could understand
Hasn't
what I
said
said?
anything.
Señora, ¿entendió lo que le dije?
No, se le oye cortado.
Okay. I'm going to repeat everything, Your Honor.
And I mean,
Tiene
this-
usted una acusación en su contra, tocar o golpear, agresión, $500 de fianza. Segunda acusación, una orden de retención migratoria para la que no hay fianza. Por lo tanto, no le conviene pagar la fianza que le dan en la primera porque la orden de retención migratoria la mantendría en la cárcel. Gracias.
Thank you. Battle,
Main jail, Your Honor?
Imoni, battle.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Is it possible to use the services of the interpreter for my client as well, Judge?
What's that?
Judge, is it possible to request the services of the interpreter for my client as well?
What, for Ms. Battle, what interpreter you need?
Spanish to English, Judge, for Mr. Dionisio Bartolone.
We haven't gotten to the man yet. Judge, for the last person, the Spanish Solis, did you order no contact?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell him the Spanish, they're not going anywhere. They're gonna still be here.
Okay,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Battle, you're charged with domestic battery. Court finds probable cause, bond is set in the amount of $500. Then we have
No contact?
no contact. Diamond Desira Greer. You're charged with domestic battery where battery court finds probable cause, $500 bond, no contact with the alleged victim.
And Judge, I'd like to request a phone order.
Granted,
Not a phone order, a photo order, I mean, sorry.
granted, Fideline St. Felix. You're charged with domestic battery, $500 bond. Court finds probable cause, no contact with the alleged victim. Tisha Richards.
Judge, that's North Broward?
Okay. Miss Richards, you got a Capias, $500. You need a $500 bond to get out. You got a hearing set for 4/3 at 9:15 a.m. if you're still in jail. Have a good day. Evela Trent.
North Broward, Your Honor.
Ms. Trent, you're charged with domestic battery. Court finds probable cause, bond is set in the amount of $500. No contact with the alleged victim.
Your Honor, would the court consider pretrial release for Ms. Trent? Her only income is a disability check of $1,500 a month. She's been in South Florida for 15 years. In addition, Your Honor, the other request would be, she has nowhere to go. And, we would ask
I'm afraid, I'm telling you the truth, counsel, I'm afraid because she and the person she reside with are elderly and handicapped. If I put her on pretrial and she doesn't have a place to go, she's gonna be sitting where a $500 bond, she can get out and she just has. You see what the problem?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. But the other thing is, we're gonna ask the court to order just no harmful contact so that she could.
I don't understand that one. That, you understand what I'm saying too?
I've heard there's
Because
issues with it because of teletype.
Yeah, and I believe that the Court of Appeals frowns on that concept.
Understand, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, so what do you want to do?
Well, Your Honor, she just.
I mean, you understand the risk.
Your Honor, just to advise the court, according to her booking, it shows 0 months at residence. In addition, she has cars out of the state of Virginia and Delaware.
And Judge, this is domestic in nature, and I believe under the administrative order, there has to be a monetary bond on a domestic.
And this is a felony domestic, not a simple.
I understand that. I understand. I'll leave the bond as it is. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on Rabah.
That's main
It's
jail,
Rabah.
Your Honor.
Rabah, you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The court finds probable cause. Bond is set the amount of $2,500. No contact with the alleged victim.
Judge, could we, reduce the bond to $1,000? She's lived in South Florida for over 30 years. She has friends and family that lives in the area. Currently, she's unemployed. She takes care of her children and her family, Judge. I would ask the court to just reduce the bond to $1,000.
This is somebody with a butcher knife, counsel. No, I'll leave it as it is. Okay, then we have Medella Blank or Blanc. You're charged with battery, court finds probable cause, bond is set in the amount of $1,000. No contact with the alleged victim. Marla K. Adams.
Judge, respectfully, I would request for,
Counsel, I don't
pretrial
expect
release
you,
standard, Judge.
counsel, I don't expect you to say it irreverently.
I'm
So
so,
please, just,
I'm sorry about that, Judge.
what do you want? what are you
Judge,
asking
I'd
for?
like, her to be released on standard pretrial release, Judge. She's lived in South Florida all her life. Her friends and family are down here, Judge. She's currently unemployed. Judge, I would just respectfully request standard pretrial release.
Not at this time. And Marla K. Adams.
North Broward, Your Honor?
Marla K. Adams, you're charged with DUI, $2,000 bond, refusal to submit to test, $1,000 bond, driving while license suspended, $150 bond, total bond, $3,150. Can you make the bond?
Yes.
All right, post the bond, you can get out.
Your Honor, just asking for a property order to help her bond out?
Yes,
Thank you, Your Honor.
Daniel Rodriguez.
North Broward, Your Honor?
You're charged, ma'am, with leaving the scene of an accident with, bond is $150. You don't, the other charges don't require bonds. Can you post a bond?
I'm not sure, I'm gonna try, but I don't know for sure.
Ma'am, either you have $150 to post, or do you have somebody that can post $150 for you? It's either yes or no.
They didn't take me with anything, so I don't know who can get into my house to get my stuff.
How long you been in Florida?
My whole life.
No, you haven't. That shows you were born in Italy.
My dad was in the military, born in Italy and came here at 1.5.
Okay. ROR.
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am, make sure you show up in court.
Oh, definitely, thank you so much,
Thank you.
so much.
Dory Smith.
She was a refusal, Your Honor?
Okay. $150 bond for inhaling spray can. Martha Booker.
Main jail, Your Honor?
This
And
Booker.
Judge, that's a waiver of appearance.
Okay, possession of cannabis, $500 bond, DUI, $500 bond, attaching a tag not assigned, $150 bond. Court finds probable cause, $1,150 in bond. Okay. You kite? You're charged with count one battery, $500 bond, count two battery, $500 bond, count three battery, $500 bond, count four municipal ordinance ROR, and then a capias on a misdemeanor, ROR, total bond $1,500. No contact with the alleged victims.
Judge, I would, ask for pretrial release standard, Judge.
No,
She's lived in
counsel.
South Florida for
No.
9 years.
No. Have a good day.
Your Honor.
Whoa.
Your Honor, 1 second. This defendant, the bonds need to put back on the KPSs because she was born in France and she's not a US citizen. They took the bonds that was initially set on the KPS off and hold for magistrate. So those bonds need to. go
They need to
back
get me the
place.
paperwork.
It's in the package.
I don't have anything that's saying that there's a hold. Where's the hold? Where's the hold? I don't have it.
Tanya, the bond amount on the KPSs need to be put back on instead of RRRs. They took the bonds off because she's not a US citizen. So you have to look at the KPS.
KPS says hold for magistrate, hold for magistrate. So it's mine.
No, on the, let me see. You. The KPS is not in here.
Sure.
Mhm. Hold on, let's see the back. Oh, yep, I'm sorry. The 2023 KPS, Your Honor, the bond is $500. And the 2018 KPS, the bond is $500. There are the two
Yeah,
KPS.
so I can ROR.
RR, for both? Okay, we're gonna leave it like that. 500 first three and RR.
Have a good day. Then we have Deborah Starrick.
North Broward, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Starrick, you're charged with battery. The court finds probable cause. Bond is set in the amount of $500. No contact with the alleged victim.
I have a question. I live in North Carolina. Do I have to stay here, like for a court date or anything?
Ma'am, no, if you get, but check, if you get your bond, post a bond, you can travel anywhere you want.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
Luvina Simmons,
Main jail, Your Honor. That's it?
television shows will drive us crazy.
And Judge, that is a waiver of appearance.
Okay, possession of a controlled substance without a prescription, $2,500 bond. Possession of paraphernalia, $500 bond. Court finds probable cause. Oops, thank you. Sarah Bland,
She was a refusal, Your Honor.
Yeah, let them know, yeah.
Your Honor,
okay, aggravated assault.
Your Honor. Sarah Bland.
Yeah.
Her booking sheet, she was missing 2 counts, from off the original booking. So when they added the 2 counts, it renumbered everything. Yeah. So Tanya's gonna fix it. on your
Okay, let me go
findings.
down this one.
Just, read it off of the new booking and I'll fix everything, Judge.
Okay. You're an angel, Tanya, thank you. Okay, now she's waived
She was a refusal.
a refusal. Okay. Aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer. Okay. Court sets bond the amount of $2,500 on possession with intent to sell prescription drug, $1,000 bond. Possession with intent to sell, $1,000 bond, and possession with intent to sell, $1,000 bond. And then we have cannabis. $1,000 bond. Possession of paraphernalia, $500, and loitering and prowling, ROR. Okay. Here you go. One more counsel would be 2 years. I apologize. This is a heck of a docket today. Okay. Then we have Gabriel Harris.
North Broward, Your Honor.
We have false, ID to a law enforcement officer. ROR, possession of a controlled substance without prescription, $1,000 trespassing. ROR, you have $1,000 bond. Court of Feds finds probable cause, all counts. All right, counsel, you've got, Gutierrez.
Yes, Judge, she needs a Spanish speaking interpreter, Your Honor. Attorney Thomas Moan on her behalf.
Okay.
It's, last name Gutierrez, Riddle. Quintana Gutierrez. My last name Moat, M-O-T-E, Thomas Moat.
All right, what do you want to tell me?
Judge, I've got some, probable cause arguments for the court in reference, to a few issues. She's charged with, unlawful.
Got charged with possession of an ID of another and loitering and prowling.
Yes, Judge, in reference to the possession of identification of another, the charge is unlawful possession of 5 or more identifications without the permission of another.
Excuse me respectfully, do you want me to interpret that, Your Honor, for the defendant?
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Your Honor, this, defendant is at main jail, so we should.
Right, I got it. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, Judge, in reference to the first charge, unlawful possession of personal identification of another 5 or more items. One of the elements of the offense is that the possession has to be without permission of the individual's identifications. If Your Honor reviews the probable cause affidavit authored by Officer Jose Duque, the officer was only able to make contact with 2 individuals in reference to the pieces of mail. It's not expressed what type of items that were found, although there is reference to 3 credit cards. Excuse me. 8 credit cards. But there is only a discussion by the officer as having made contact with, I'm not going to say the names of the civilians.
But 2.
But 2. There's no 3 additional individuals that contact was made with. Consequently,
Excuse me, Your Honor. She doesn't understand. She wants to know if they can start interpreting for her.
Consequently, Judge, there's only a reference to 2 persons who have given the officer information that they did not authorize the defendant to be in possession of these particular items. Therefore, with regards to the charge of possession of 5 or more items of identification without the permission of another, there is an issue with that probable cause. Additionally, Judge, as to the offense of loitering and prowling, Judge, specifically in reference to an allegation of loitering and prowling, the officer in his probable cause affidavit references extensively the vehicle moving and being in that Miss Quintana, Miss Gutierrez was in a moving vehicle, and that the moving vehicle slowed near mailboxes. To the extent that the loitering and prowling is based upon being in a moving vehicle and that vehicle slowing near mailboxes, I would cite to the court GECV State 586 Southern 2nd 1338 as to a moving vehicle is not probable. Being in a moving vehicle is not probable cause for loitering and prowling, even where the lights are not on the vehicle and the vehicle is driving at night. That is a 586 Southern 2nd 1338 Florida 5th District Court of Appeals. And additionally, Judge, Dunn v. City of Boynton Beach, which is actually a Southern District of Florida case, 2016-192, F sub third 1310, in which the court says loitering and prowling may be broad terms, but cannot be used as a catch-all criminal offense when the police cannot prove anything else. Additionally, there is not a specific place referenced as to the issue with regards to any sort of loitering or prowling in the moving vehicle. The jury instructions require that loitering and prowling be at a specific place. And so to the extent that the loitering and prowling references a moving vehicle, that is, the vehicle is not at a specific place. However, to the extent that the probable cause may allude to a specific place being 6331 Southwest 136th Avenue, with regards to that particular location, loitering and prowling requires that there be a breach of peace or an immediate threat to public safety. And so to the extent that the officer is referencing 6331 Southwest 136th Street as being the location for the loitering and prowling, the officer in his probable cause affidavit does not rise to the level of showing that there is a breach of peace or a threat to public safety.
State,
Judge, in terms of the loitering and prowling, the PC states that the vehicle was driving at a low rate of speed, slowing down in front of numerous mailboxes. The vehicle was proceeded to drive back and forth between Sterling Road, Melaleuca Road, and Luray Road for approximately 30 minutes, stopping in front of various mailboxes. It then proceeds to say at 6:30 in the morning, the vehicle came to a complete stop in front of 6331 Hollow Tree Trail and parked for about 5 minutes. According to this report, that appears to be a personal residence. I believe that being stopped in front of the personal residence mailbox for over approximately 5 minutes at least, and driving up and down these streets at a slow rate of speed for over 30 minutes would constitute loitering and prowling in this situation.
Judge, I may have misspoken when I referenced the 6331 Southwest 136th Street. The state, I believe, is referring to that location as 6331 Hollow T Trail. I will comment that there is no allegation within the probable cause affidavit that at that specific location that the defendant was near a mailbox. That language is not within the text of the probable cause affidavit.
state, what about count one?
Yes, in count one, Your Honor, the PC states that this specific defendant had 8 credit cards that did not belong to her in her wallet, in addition to 24 mail envelopes in the vehicle with social security cards, bank statements, voter registrations, and other documents. I believe that would meet the PC in this particular situation, but if Your Honor is not willing to find PC as only 2 victims were able to be contacted
But
by
it's charged with 3 or more.
five
Or more.
But according to the PC, she was in possession of 5 or more.
But that's not, but they were not able to confirm.
One moment, Your Honor. We're looking at the jury instructions right now.
I think she needed a translator also.
Your Honor, I was offering to translate. I can tell the defendant what her lawyer said and what the state said. I mean, if you want me, I don't know where the defendant is because the interpreter is not able to see her, but I can, if you let me, I can tell her. Yes?
Counsel?
Yes, if she could be informed, Your Honor.
Yes. Proceed.
Señora Gutiérrez, su abogado ha presentado un alegato en relación a las acusaciones en contra de usted. Hay algunas cosas en las que no está de acuerdo. Se dice que usted tenía en su posesión documentos falsos de identificación, 5 o más, y su abogado indica que en el affidavit de motivo fundado, el oficial de policía José Duque pudo únicamente hablar con dos personas de las cuales no puede dar su nombre. eh, eh, Se hace referencia que usted tenía en su posición únicamente 3 tarjetas de crédito. También hace referencia a la segunda acusación en contra de usted, que es una acusación de merodear o vagabundear cerca de cajas donde se recibe el correo. Cajas postales, y menciona a su abogado 2 de los estatutos que indican cuáles son las bases para poder acusar a alguien de merodear o vagabundear. En el caso de usted, usted estaba manejando un vehículo despacio cerca de algunas cajas de correo, pero de acuerdo al estatuto, para poder acusarla a usted de merodear o vagabundear o cualquier otra persona, el vehículo tiene que estar parado en un lugar específico. La fiscalía dice que en el caso suyo encontraron que usted tenía en su posesión 8 tarjetas de crédito y 44 piezas de correo que incluían documentos que tenían seguro social, estados bancarios y otros documentos de importancia. Por lo tanto, tendría que encontrarse motivo fundado para la segunda acusación y para la primera también. Perdón, esto para la primera acusación. Es lo que están haciendo ahora los alegatos. Ahora les sigo informando.
Favor de no hablar. Yo estoy hablando por usted, ¿ok?
Judge, I would also like to point out that under the section that she's charged under, Florida statute 817.5685, subsection 2, subsection B1 states that proof that a person used or was in possession of the personal identification information of 5 or more individuals, unless satisfactorily explained, gives rise to an inference that the person who used or was in possession of the personal identification information did so knowingly and intentionally without authorization. So that subsection states that her being in possession of these 5 or more personal identifying information gives rise to an inference that it was done knowingly and intentionally without authorization.
Your Honor, if I'm
Counsel, this is a magistrate hearing.
understood, Judge.
Okay. Now, my question is, if I find no probable cause, the state's gonna ask for time to perfect.
Señora,
You prefer- Go ahead.
Señora, la Fiscalía acaba de hacer mención de una ley en específico, de un artículo en específico, así como 2 leyes subsecuentes que indican que lo relacionado con el uso fraudulento de documentaciones, y dice cuáles son las bases para considerarse que una persona de forma voluntaria y a sabiendas está haciendo uso de piezas de identificación o documentos de otra persona. Su abogado quería hacer un alegato y el juez le ha indicado que este es únicamente un tribunal de primera instancia. Y dice el juez que en caso de que no encontrara el motivo fundado para este proceso en su caso, la fiscalía tendría que tener tiempo para enmendar o perfeccionar la presentación del caso.
Now, would you prefer that I set a bond today?
Le pregunta el juez que si prefieren que él establezca una fianza.
I would ask for a dollar bond, Judge.
Sorry, counsel, I couldn't hear.
I said I would ask for a dollar bond.
$1 bond?
No, a dollar bond. That means
Oh,
a dollar.
ya. Dice,
Okay,
su abogado dice que quiere para usted que se establezca una fianza en dólares, no monetaria,
$1 bond.
de $1.
on the unlawful possession of personal ID of another, the court sets bond the amount of $2,000. On the loitering and prowling, the court sets bond amount of $500.
Señora, para la acusación número 1 de posesión ilegal de documentación, le da al juez una fianza de $2,000, y para la segunda acusación de merodear o vagabundear, la fianza es de $500.
And then we have Albin Lopez Mateos,
Your
which,
Honor, for her, do you find PC
yeah,
for
both
counts?
I'm finding PC. Barely.
Okay.
And then we have a Mr. Mateos. This is the same case, and I can do it faster with the,
Your Honor, could you kindly give me the name of the defendant? Does he require a Spanish interpreter?
Yes, Judge, the name of this defendant, is Mr. Alvin Lopez Matos. He also
Thank-
needs assistance to the Spanish-speaking interpreter.
Bottom of page.
And Judge, we're getting him at the main jail.
Okay, bottom of page 26. Thank you.
Thank you.
counsel, would you like me to set bond in this?
Well,
And
Judge,
we preserve your argument as to,
I would adopt my argument that I just made with regards to, Ms. Gretel Gutierrez, because two of the charges, are the same, with the two defendants, and it's the same, allegations, before the court as to, so I would be adopting my previously made arguments with regards to charge one, unlawful possession of personal identification of another. And then again, I would make the same arguments that I made in the previous case with regards to charge three, loitering and prowling. However, I would make new argument with regards to charge number two in this case, which is possession of cocaine. Your Honor, in this case, the cocaine is alleged to have been in the center console, between the center console and the passenger seat in the vehicle. There is no.
so there's a possession instrument. I understand that. My question is, counsel, do you wish me to rule on it? And if I find no probable cause, again, we're confronted with the situation where the state is gonna ask for time to perfect. That would mean no bond would be set. Or do you want me to set bond?
Your Honor, I would ask the court to set bond. I would ask for $1 bond as to each charge, given the absence of probable cause. The mere proximity to a substance, with regards to the cocaine charge, mere proximity. to
And
a
counsel,
substance-
that's a defense, and I agree.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that it is a defense, and it may be a valid defense. I don't know what else they have, but at this time, the court would be willing to set bond $2,000 on count one, 1,000 on two, ROR on three.
Señor Alvin López Mateos, después de que su abogado ha presentado los argumentos en relación a su caso, y su abogado ha pedido una fianza de $1, el juez ha establecido las siguientes fianzas para usted. Para la acusación número 1, que es posesión ilegal de identificación, $2,000. Para la segunda acusación, posesión de cocaína, $1,000. Y para la tercera acusación, lo dejan en libertad bajo su propia responsabilidad.
And both of those would be set as a convenience and not not waiving any right to
Understood, Judge.
pursue all of your arguments and remedies.
And defense appreciates that.
Thank you very much. Have a good
Thank
day,
you.
counsel.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Okay, Victoria Shepherd. Victoria Shepherd, you have driving while license suspended. They claim it's a third or subsequent offense. And you have on use of a temporary tag. And you have a capias for disorderly conduct. You have a $500 bond on that one. If she wants to plea out to counts 2 and 3, I'll dispose of those and ROR on count 1.
Judge, she indicates yes.
What's that?
Count two will be part.
If she indicates that she wishes to resolve those counts.
What is,
Count two
what?
Would be a part of count one under the.
Yeah, I understand that.
number.
I understand. I'm just taking the plea on it. Get rid of it.
Felony.
It's a felony.
It's a felony. You can't take a plea. on
It's a
it.
felony?
Yes.
Count two.
Count two is part of.
I thought it was,
It's part of
they
the-
said it's a misdemeanor.
It's part of the case for
It's
count
part of the
one.
case for count one. It'll fall under the felony case number.
Oh, you've got them backwards again.
No.
It's attached to a felony, Judge.
No, you've got
Oh, let me see how you.
count one. Okay, you have driving with a suspended driver's license, third or subsequent time. That is not an entertaining. The other one is misuse of a temporary tag.
One and two go together,
And
that's not
that-
the same case.
And that's, one, I understand one and two go together.
Okay,
So, but one is a felony. Okay? And two is a misdemeanor. So,
Filed under the felony case.
it's
It'll be
filing
filed
under
like
the
a
felony case.
so
even though-
what?
It's filing under the felony case number, even though it's a misdemeanor charge. So you can't, you can't plea out that felony case because it's. under-
I got you.
Okay.
Let me put it this way. I can, except you're arguing I can't because of what the number is. I'll tell you, in other counties, they charge them separately, so they do it all the time. Anyway. All right, on the, driving while suspended. Driver's license, third time. Okay. Court takes the thing, the defendant is a lifelong resident of Florida. Young lady, you gotta get this driver's license straightened out. I'm gonna ROR you on count one. Count two is ROR. And count three, is a capias, by Judge Evans, so that's 500. And I'm gonna leave that in debt. Got a $500 bond. Kimberly Fuller.
That is North Broward, Your Honor.
Kimberly Fuller, you're charged with violation of probation, no bond hold, and you have a capias, $2,500 on a unlawful use of false name or identity. Court finds probable cause. You'll be detained going before the court on the 2nd of April. Tara Hoffman.
North Broward, Your Honor.
Tara Hoffman, you're charged with unlawful compensation, $1,000 bond, resisting an officer without violence is ROR, and careless driving, no bond required. You got $1,000 bond. Court finds probable cause. Can you make the $1,000 bond? Can you put up can you pay the $1,000 bond or not? Yes? No?
I was told I could get paid 10%.
So it sounds like.
Ma'am, that's what, between you and the bondsman. Can you post
I
it
can
down?
pay-
Fine, post the bond, get out. You have a good day. Thank you.
Okay, I can leave?
You, if you post a bond, you can.
Oh, okay.
Rhoda Sack, 2.
No, I can't. Oh.
She bonded y'all now.
Thank you. Michael Johnson.
Main jail, Your Honor.
Judge, we waive his appearance.
Out of state hold. They want him in California, no bond, court finds probable cause. He'll be taken before the not the immigrant, the extradition court. Gene Park.
Judge, that is a waiver of appearance as well.
Okay, out of state hold, no bond, extradition court for Mississippi. Court finds probable cause. Antonio Cruz. Mr. Cruz, charged with domestic battery, the court finds probable cause, bond is set in the amount of $2,500. No contact with the alleged victim. Surrender all firearms within 24 hours of your release to the local police
Judge,
agency.
would you entertain a release to standard pretrial release?
No. Shannon Clark. You're charged with domestic battery, $500 bond, no contact with the alleged victim.
Your Honor, pretrial needs to be heard on this defendant.
Okay,
The defendant is currently out on pretrial supervision in case number 25778 CF10A. Count 1, possession of a firearm by an adjudicated delinquent. Count 2, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Count 3, battery. Count 4, discharge firearm in public. Based on the new law violation, we're requesting supervision in that case be revoked.
oh,
And Judge, I'm just informed that count 1 has been disposed. I haven't seen that myself, Judge. Just want to inform the court.
Count 1 disposed as to, according to when I checked Odyssey this morning, the following instruction sheet, the possession of a firearm is still on him. Or was it
okay.
disposed?
It wasn't filed. It's filed.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
Court finds probable causes to the underlying case as to the pretrial revocation request. It is revoked, no bond, all 4 counts. Have a good day.
Your Honor. Oh, Your Honor, the attorney online that has the pending case for the meal that needs an interpreter also on Zoom.
Okay, who's that? Dependent.
Hello again, Your Honor. This is George Raris. I am on behalf of Mr. Dionisio Bartolone.
Riccio?
Dionisio Bartolone.
Bartolone.
What's the last name? Riccio?
Bartolone.
Bartolone, B-A-R-T.
Okay, let me see if I can find it.
Page 22
Page doesn't help me, but it's page 22.
of the docket, yes.
And Judge, he wanted to waive his appearance.
Page 20.
Is it Barrito?
Bartolone, the violation of probation and an immigration hold.
Counsel, spell your client's last name.
Bartolon.
That's what I said, and I had him.
Okay.
Okay. All right, you got Gerson, Barreto. Okay.
No, Judge, that's not the right defendant. It's Dionisio Bartolone.
If you through the docket faster than I'm finding it. Okay, Bartolone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do we have Mr. Bartolone up, or is He's not coming.
Judge, that is a waiver of appearance at the main jail.
Okay. Do you understand that, counsel?
I did hear that, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. On this one, it is a violation of probation, no bond hold issued by Judge Holmes. It's an old one. And then we have 1996. And then we have an immigration hold, no bond. His hearing is set for the second at 8:30.
Judge, is that in front of Judge Rothschild?
I don't know who has Judge Holmes's.
Judge, I understand. The only thing I would ask the state, does the state have access to the violation of probation affidavit at this time?
What do you need?
I'm wondering if the state has access to the violation of probation affidavit that was issued in 2005. I cannot access it at this time.
Yes, we have the warrant.
Wonderful. Would you please email that to me? Is that possible?
Yes, we should be able to.
I'd appreciate that very much.
The warrant is committing the criminal offense of alien inadmissibility on the 25th of 2006, Douglas, Arizona. Violated his and then violation of condition 7 is failure to pay the cost of supervision. That's what we got.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Court finds probable cause. All right. Could we have, because we pulled this one out by mistake, Gerson Barreto, Barreto. I'll put him on recall. Fernando Garcia Contreras.
Judge, we're going to need a Spanish interpreter.
Okay. Mr. Gutierrez, you're charged with battery, domestic, court finds probable cause, $500 bond, no contact with the alleged victim.
Señor García Contreras, se le acusa de tocar o golpear, agresión, violencia doméstica. El juez le da una fianza de $500 por haber encontrado motivo fundado y le ordena que no tenga contacto con la víctima.
Okay, have a good day.
Que tenga buen día.
Ahmad. You're charged with battery, $500 bond, court finds probable cause, no contact with the alleged victim. Hassan Khan. You're charged with battery, court finds probable cause, $500 bond, no contact with the alleged victim. Andreas Mesick. Or Mesick? You're charged with battery, $1,000 bond, no contact with the alleged victim. Mitchell Ocean. You're charged with domestic battery. The court finds probable cause. Bond is set in the amount of $1,500. No contact with the alleged victim. Anthony Seaman. Yes,
Judge, would you consider reducing the bond to $1,000?
not at this time. Anthony Seaman. You're charged with domestic battery, bond is set in the amount of $500, no contact with the alleged victim. Kevin Harms. You're charged with domestic battery, the court finds probable cause, bond is set in the amount of $1,000, no contact with the alleged victim. Ramon Lambez. You're charged with domestic battery. Court finds probable cause, bond is set in the amount of $1,000. No contact with the alleged victim. Jaden Lynch. You're charged with domestic battery. The court finds probable cause. Bond is set in the amount of $500. No contact with the alleged victim. Broderick Cooper. You're charged with domestic battery. Court finds probable cause. Bond is set in the amount of $500. No contact with the alleged victim. Charles McAfee.
Judge, the state would like to be heard on this case, if you wouldn't mind. The state is going to be asking for a $75,000 bond on each count in this case, followed by pretrial level 1 with GPS. State has severe concerns about the facts in this case, and the statements that were made by the defendant to his mother that he was going to kill the subject of the domestic violence injunction currently.
And he was going to kill himself.
No, he was going to kill the subject of the injunction. He made a statement to his mother that he was going to kill him. Additionally, I just wanted to let Your Honor know that the victim's lawyer is on Zoom. I'm not sure if she would like to be heard, but her name is Kim Picasio.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Okay.
She's here on behalf of the victim.
All right. The charges are 2 counts of violation of a restraining order. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. The defendant has knowingly and willfully violated court orders ever since he was served with the domestic violence injunction, and that was just about 2 weeks ago. Directly after being served, he started texting my client daily. Then after that, when she didn't answer, he made direct and explicit threats to kill her. He escalated pretty quickly and started rummaging through the house of the person that he was staying with temporarily, looking for a firearm. He found that firearm and then didn't find bullets. So he went out and purchased bullets in direct violation of the injunction. And he's charged with that too.
Okay, ma'am, what are you asking me to do?
We are asking, Your Honor, to we have concerns about the safety of the victim. We're asking highest possible bond.
I can well understand that. What do you want? What do you want the court to do?
Highest possible bond, severest possible restrictions. We're also asking for a larger perimeter around my client's home. Right now it's 500 feet. He was arrested 2 blocks from her house with a bully club in the car. So we're asking for that. Just for the record, she has had her locks changed. She's had an alarm installed. So if anyone tries to break into the house, the police will be coming. So we're asking for the stringent restrictions that the state has just voiced, as well as a larger perimeter, GPS monitoring. He is unemployed and on a pension, so that shouldn't prejudice him in any way or restrict his livelihood. So we're asking for all of those be enacted by Your Honor today, if he's released.
Yes, Judge. So I'll reiterate, the state is asking for a $75,000 bond on each count with pretrial level 1 with the GPS. No victim contact, no firearms, weapons, or ammunition.
Okay.
And Judge, I would be respectfully requesting at least a lower dollar bond, Judge. He's retired. He's lived in South Florida for 33 years. He has a place to live with his son-in-law. Judge, I understand what was said here today, but those are just allegations. I know Mr. McAfee will have his day in court. Judge, I would ask that if the court is inclined to put him on pretrial release, I would ask for pretrial release level 2 with a GPS monitor, Judge. I mean, I understand there's serious allegations here, but Judge, again, at this point in time, they're just allegations.
Where, do you know, counsel, where he lives in relation to your client?
They are married. We have filed for divorce. So he was staying temporarily with her brother. He is no longer welcome there. And I don't know
Okay,
that.
so
he
we don't
has-
know, where he's gonna be living.
That's correct. He does have a son, but I don't believe he's welcome there either.
And his son, where does his son live in relation to the wife or soon-to-be ex-wife?
The son is a college student at UCF and lives in Orlando with roommates.
Okay. All righty. The court at this time, having reviewed the file, the court sets bond the amount of $75,000 on count one, $75,000 on count two, no contact, surrender all firearms within 24 hours. The defendant will be placed on a GPS monitor. He will not come within 2 miles of the wife's house or place of employment if she's employed. And when I say no contact, that means no contact whatsoever in any make, manner, shape, or form, even through a third party.
Is that gonna
Court
be
finds
pretrial
probable
level
cause.
one, Judge?
What's that?
Is the pretrial going to be level one, Judge?
Yes.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Jamar Hyman. Rod Hyman, you're charged with domestic battery. Court finds probable cause, bond is set in the amount of $1,500. No contact with the alleged victim. Kevin Powell. You're charged with grand theft of a firearm, $2,500 bond, discharging a firearm in public, $500 bond, violation of a domestic order. Court sets bond in the amount of $20,000. No contact with the alleged victim. You're to surrender all firearms within 24 hours of your release.
Judge, I would respectfully request a lower bond amount. Mr. Powell has lived all his life in South Florida. He has friends and family down here. Judge, he's currently employed. He works security and he takes care of his elderly father, Judge. I would respectfully request, the court reduce the bond amount to at least 2,500 in line with the other counts, Judge. That way, Mr. Powell can have his day in court and fight the allegations on the outside, Judge.
We've got a violation of a restraining order. You're not supposed to have a gun. He's got a gun. Okay. And that's, counsel. Like this gentleman, the last gentleman, lucky they had him get bond. Okay, have a good day. Now we have Jamie David.
I have a corrected booking sheet, Your Honor. Count 4 is
Oh.
warrant felony and it should be a violation of probation.
So I go down this one.
Yeah, it's in the correct order.
Thank you.
Count 4 is a VOP. VOP, that one.
And Judge, just for the court, it's a waiver.
Okay, on David, grand theft, $2,500 bond. Illegal use of a credit card, $1,000 bond. Violation of probation, no bond. And violation of probation, no bond. He'll be detained going before the court on the 2nd. Court finds probable cause, all counts. Brian Guerrier Ferreira,
Judge, that is a waiver at the main jail.
immigration hold, no bond, court finds probable cause. Juan Lorette Tepita, charged with battery, $1,000 bond, threaten, threat to a law enforcement officer, $1,000 bond, criminal mischief, $500 bond, resisting an officer without violence, ROR. Court finds probable cause, all counts. Have a good day. Mark.
And Judge,
Roman,
I would like a photo order.
granted. Roman. The charge with battery, $1,000 bond, court finds probable cause, no contact with the alleged victim. Marcus Dos Santos,
That is a waiver at the main jail, Judge.
okay, violation of probation, no bond hold. Hearing is set for, I don't have a date, needs to be set by Tuesday. No bond hold. Colin Augustine,
Judge, we're going to need a Creole interpreter.
Your Honor, I need to call the line to get one. If you give me 5 minutes.
we need to do what?
I need to call language line, Your Honor, and
Okay.
I need to
Let-
connect
put it on
the Creole
recall.
interpreter with you. But I'm not able
Okay.
to interpret while I'm doing that, Your Honor.
Let me know when you get the interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Judge, just to inform the court, we do have another Creole speaking client here today too, Judge. Just wanted to make the court aware.
Emmett Wilson,
Judge, that is a refusal at the main jail.
okay, battery, court finds probable cause, $1,000 bond, no contact with the alleged victim. Jerry Lubin,
Your Honor, may I have you heard on probable cause, please?
Jerry Lubin, you're charged with DUI over third offense over 10 years and DUI damage to person or property of another. Go ahead.
Your Honor, I didn't see any prior DUIs stated in the paperwork, but also they allege that the defendant hit a wall, but they didn't describe any damage to the wall. So for count 2, I don't see the damage.
The damage would likely be to the vehicle, not the wall, but I do agree on count 1. I don't see any prior DUIs, and the state would ask for Your Honor to find PC on a first DUI.
As far as damage to the vehicle, it's his own vehicle. It's not property or person of another, which is the charge.
Understand. On count 1, court sets bond $1,000. On count 2, ROR. Have a good day. Jason Gordon,
And Judge, Jason Gordon is a waiver at the main jail.
okay. He has he's got a writ of arrest for $1,200 and a capias for $1,000. Court finds probable cause. Christopher Rohr,
Judge, that is a waiver at the main jail.
capias, $250, no bond, violation of probation. Court finds probable cause. Stephen Bowens, you charge sir with a capias, $2,000. You have a $2,000 bond. Court finds probable cause.
Judge, would you consider releasing Mr. Bowens to, standard pretrial release?
No, that's been set by another judge on a breakdown. Leslie Shaw. Shaw? Charged with a violation of probation, no bond hold. You'll be detained going before the court on the third. Court finds probable cause. Yep.
That's another one that because he's not a US citizen, they book it hold for magistrate. But per the warrant that's attached, it says RR. Not that one, the one that you just did. Shaw.
Okay,
So RR?
he's got a no bond hold.
No, RR. RR?
It's RR?
On the warrant, it's RR. On his warrant,
Okay. So what are you asking for?
the RR.
ROR. Thank you. Donald White. You're charged with, battery, $1,000 bond, court finds probable cause, no contact with the alleged victim. Michael Anderson.
Judge, that is a waiver at the main jail.
Okay, DUI, $500 bond, DUI, count two, $500 bond, court finds probable cause. All right, then we have,
George, I have the Creole interpreter on the
we have
phone.
okay.
I'm gonna mute myself, please. Can you talk to the interpreter?
Let's have
Yes.
Mr. Augustin.
Monsieur Augustin?
Mr. Augustin, you're charged with DUI, $500 bond. Count two is DUI, ROR. The other two don't require bonds.
Monsieur Augustin, yo charge avec ou tap conduisant par influence et $500 pour caution pour conduisant par influence là et puis l'autre deux yo pas gen demande pour caution.
Court finds probable cause, $500 bond to get out. Okay,
Et plus probable tribunal là
who is the other person?
$500.
Real interpreter.
Yeah. Page 29, Judge, Raphael.
Last name Raphael?
Yeah, he's to the bottom of the section.
Sianti Raphael.
Jason Raphael, you're charged with grand theft, $1,000 bond, uttering a forged instrument, $1,000 bond. Court finds probable cause, all counts.
And Judge, would the court consider standard pretrial release?
Your Honor, he's not a good candidate according to.
Not at this time.
He has no time. And he's at large.
Just for the record, I just want to say that he is unemployed and he does have a pregnant wife who is 8 months pregnant at this time.
Okay. Can the interpreter interpret for us?
Could you repeat for me please one more time?
The interpreter, turn their mic on and please interpret for us. I'll repeat it. Okay, Mr. Raphael, you're charged with grand theft, $1,000 bond, and fraud, entering a forged instrument, $1,000 bond. Court finds probable cause, both counts.
Mese Rafael yo chanjou avèk gran vol ki se $1,000 pou kausyon, epi pou fraude, sentiment $1,000 kausyon, epi tribunal, pri probab tribunal an tout.
Thank you very much.
Again, just for the Creole interpreter, I did ask for standard pretrial release.
Yep. It was denied. Okay, thank you. Ram Sawyer.
Or may I give her,
Is that everything?
I want to find out, is this an add charge or a change of charge?
Add charge, Your Honor, it seems like.
Okay,
He was just here.
and this is attempted murder.
Correct. It should be attempted murder. They don't have a statute to book them under. We're asking for PC on attempted murder.
or in addition, I would ask for finding no PC on count 3. The whole reason that that is booked is that they can't book attempted murder. That's why it says murder premeditated in count 2 on the docket. Because there's a systems limitation that doesn't allow them to book it as an attempted murder. So what they do, they book it as a murder, but then they add a count for a criminal attempt. But it's already encompassed in count 1, which the court is considering finding probable cause on as an attempt. So there should really be no additional charge in count 3.
That's fine with the state. We'll ask for an ROR on that count.
Okay. So there's no probable cause for count 3. That's what we agree.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, the criminal attempt solicit that charge.
Okay, and on the attempted murder, count 2, the court finds probable cause. No bond.
And Judge, my client wishes to invoke his right to remain silent.
He may do so, and if there's no notice. Sir, you should not speak to anybody about the case at all. Do not speak with anybody, particularly a police officer, without your attorney being present. But I will tell you now, you should not speak to anybody at any time except your attorney or in your attorney's presence. Have a good day. Santiago Posada.
Judge, that's a waiver from the main jail?
And waiving readings.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. I have 10 counts of possession, no bond, and 1 count of a computer file, no bond. He'll be detained, no bond. Court finds probable cause, all counts. Adams. Possession with intent, cannabis, $1,000 bond, resisting an officer without violence, ROR, you got $1,000 bond. Have a good day. Court finds probable cause. Isaac Lewis.
Judge, that is a waiver from the main jail?
Okay. DUI $500, DUI $500, DUI property $500. Probation violation, no bond, probation violation, no bond, and DUI damage to person or property of another $1,000. He's set for hearing on the 3rd at 8:30. Court finds probable cause, all counts.
What do you say? Police, from 1,000 to 500?
Okay, so 500, 1,000. And then 1,000. All bonds remains.
Calvin Atterbury. You're charged, sir, with burglary, unoccupied structure unarmed, $2,500 bond, no return to the property. Then we
Judge,
have,
would you consider release on pretrial release, Judge?
no, not at
He's
this time.
the. Thank you, Judge.
Gino Romoletti.
Your Honor, may I be heard on probable cause, please?
Go
The
ahead.
state would not be asking for probable cause on the trafficking charge, we'd be asking for probable cause of a possession of oxycodone on count one.
That satisfies me, Your Honor.
Okay, so this is not trafficking, it's possession of oxy.
Your Honor,
Yes,
you have, someone waiting at you on Zoom.
yes,
Somebody's on a computer waving at you.
okay, yes. Yes, sir. Turn your microphone on, I can't hear you. Sir, you're not coming on. Your microphone is not on. Can't get the person on. Sir, your microphone is not on. Sir, you still cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now, Judge?
There we go.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Your Honor, I'm Marco Romolotti. I'm Gino's father. My son came down from Indiana to help me out. I'm got a lot of medical issues. He borrowed my scooter the other night and went out to go do something, and he was pulled over because I didn't have a tag light. When they opened the seat up, my medication was in the scooter, and they charged him with my medication. Clearly, the bottle's got my name on it and everything.
Hang on a second.
He's a good kid.
Okay, hang on.
Mhm.
Okay. At this time, the court finds probable cause for possession. Sir, you'll have to, what you're talking about is a defense. Bond is set in the amount of $1,000 on count one, $1,000 on count two. 3 and 4, no bonds required. He has an outstanding capias for $4,000.
That was also my truck. Right.
Okay,
We
That-
missed a court date. We were trying to reschedule it.
all right, but that's, okay, so he has total bond is is $6,000. But it's $1,000 each on this case, but he's got the $4,000 capias on a misdemeanor.
It was a traffic offense. Yes, I understand.
Okay, probable cause. Have a good day.
Thank
Judge,
you.
I would request that the bonds in counts 1 and counts 2 be lowered to at least 500 apiece, Judge, considering the testimony that was given here today by Mr. Romalotti's father, Judge.
Not at this
I
time,
understand those are just,
because counsel, I didn't want to get into it. They weren't found in the motor scooter. If they had, I would have been very tempted to, but they were found in his pocket. Okay, have a good day. Patrick Ford.
Judge, that is a refusal at the main jail.
Possession of a controlled substance without a prescription, $2,500 bond, and, thank you. And possession of paraphernalia, $500 bond, court finds probable cause, all counts. William Lake,
That's for reset, Your Honor.
thank you. Joseph Musso,
And Your Honor, may I be heard on probable cause, please?
yep, driving while license suspended, habitual DUI, second offense, and possession of a weapon or ammo by convicted felon.
Your Honor, I didn't see anything stating that there was a prior DUI. I didn't see anything stating that he is a convicted felon.
The state would ask for 24 hours to perfect.
Anything else?
Nothing further from me, except that he may wish to waive the perfection if he can afford whatever bond the court is going to set. I'll leave that to my colleague who's with.
I'd be inclined to set bond in total amount of $4,000. 500 on one, 1,000 on two, and 2,500 on three.
Judge, he wishes to waive perfection and would agree to the bond as set.
Have a good day.
I'm sorry, what were the bonds, Your Honor?
1,000 and 25.
500 on one, 1,000 on two, and 2,500 on three. Got it.
Andre McKinson. Charged with ag assault on a person over the age of 65, $7,500 bond, battery on a person 65 or older, $2,500 bond, no contact, no return. Court finds probable cause, all counts.
Judge, I would request a mental health screening.
Granted. Anthony Sprazzano.
Your Honor, did we skip Mr. Barreto?
Oh, here, I'll give you Mr. Barreto. Mr. Barreto,
And Your Honor, I would wish to be heard on probable cause, please.
Mr. Barreto, you're charged with violation of a handicap parking space, driving a license suspended habitual. How does he drive and park at the same time? Anyway, possession of cocaine with intent, possession of amphetamines with intent, and immigration hold. Go ahead, counsel.
Your Honor, attached to these possession with intent charges, well, first, the only indicia of dealing was that he allegedly had $49 in cash on him. It's not a large amount of money. It's not out of the ordinary for someone to have that on them. There's nothing else as far as observation of any hand-to-hand transactions, scale, prior knowledge of dealing, or anything of that nature. So I think they should be simple possessions, Your Honor.
Okay,
Your Honor isn't inclined to find with intent based on the probable cause the state would ask for PC on possessions. Simple possession.
Okay. Court finds probable cause as to possession, cocaine, possession of amphetamines, sets bond in the amount of, on counts one is ROR, count two is ROR, count three is 1,000, count four is 1,000, but he has an immigration hold, no bond. Anthony Sprizano,
The two people possession.
possession, correct.
And Judge, that is a waiver from the main jail.
Okay. That, he's got a capias for 150 and he's got a no bond violation of pretrial. Court finds probable cause, all counts. Now we have Brandon Mathis. Charged with burglary, unoccupied conveyance, $1,000, grand theft, $1,000. Court finds probable cause, both counts. Then we have Justin Butler,
Judge, that is a refusal from the main jail.
grand theft by $1,000, burglary, conveyance $1,000, violation of probation, no bond hold. Court finds probable cause, all counts. Then we have Brett Davis.
That is also a refusal from the main jail, Judge.
Your Honor,
Oh,
may I
yeah,
be heard,
this'll-
please?
Go ahead.
Your Honor, I would ask the court to find little probable cause on damage over 1,000 on count two. It's alleged he broke a window, but they don't state any amount of the damages. Same thing with criminal mischief in count three. I would ask the court to find probable cause for misdemeanor criminal mischief because there's no amount of the damage. And as to count four, I didn't see anything regarding burglary tools. It's alleged he had a rock that he threw through a window.
Crude tool. Okay. On the count one, the court finds probable cause. As to burglary and causing damage. State, have anything?
Judge, we would just ask for 24 hours to perfect on the amount for damage.
Now, I'll tell you, I'll find probable cause on count two. Bond is set the amount of $5,000 on one, 2,500 on two. On the criminal mischief, the court finds there's criminal mischief, but not for over $1,000. And the court sets bond though in $1,000. On possession of burglary tools, court RORs, and on burglary, unoccupied structure, unarmed, $1,000 bond, no return to the property. Okay,
For the ROR on count four, Judge,
Yep.
fine, no PC?
no PC.
Okay.
Shanard Alvarez. Driving while license suspended. Live in Pompano,
Yes, Judge.
live there all your life. All right.
Yes.
You gotta get this straightened out. Now, if you can't get the license back right away, go and get started trying to get it back, do something, bring to court the proof of it. I'm gonna ROR you, but you better show up in court or you can end up in jail and sitting. Have a good day. Alain Korf.
And Judge, that is a waiver from the main jail.
Okay, he has 3 felony cases, no bond. He'll be detained going before Judge Mastriano on the 2nd. Court finds probable cause. Then we have Blake Karate,
Medical reset, Your Honor.
reset, thank you. Now we have Michael Williams.
Your Honor, may I be heard on probable cause, please?
Okay. Go ahead.
Your Honor, there is alleged that there was one incident where this all took place, so I don't see two charges of disorderly intoxication should be brought. So I would say no PC should be found on count 7.
Okay, state, you have any argument?
Judge, my reading of it is that it was two separate incidences.
How is it two separate incidents?
There's two.
It sounded like it was inebriated and is in a ruckus.
That's fine. If your honor's not gonna find PC on the second and disorderly intoxication, that's not a problem.
Okay, on count 1, it's $1,000 bond battery. Count 2, disorderly intoxication, ROR. Count 3 is resisting an officer with violence, $1,000 bond. Aggravated battery, $3,000 bond. Battery, $1,000 bond. And battery, $1,000 bond. Count 7 is ROR. Court finds probable cause on counts 1 through 6. Have a good day.
Judge, would you consider reducing the bonds
Not-
on
not at-
counts 4, 5, and 6, Judge?
Not at this time.
I would ask,
And then,
and Judge, just for the record, he's lived here all his life. He is employed.
okay. Jenkins,
Judge, that is a refusal from the main jail.
okay, on robbery with a firearm, court find probable cause, no bond. Burglary, dwelling structure, armed, no bond. On display of a firearm during the commission of a felony, $10,000 bond. On resisting an officer without violence, ROR. On unlawful carrying concealed weapon, $2,500 bond. Court finds probable cause all counts. And then we have Kimbo Wilkinson.
Judge, that is a refusal at the main jail.
Okay, burglary, unoccupied dwelling, unarmed, $5,000 bond, petty theft, $500 bond. Court finds probable cause, both counts. Karan Armbruster. The charge with racing an automobile, or $1,000 bond. Okay, fleeing and eluding a police officer, $2,500 bond. Court finds probable cause, both counts. Alan Gill.
This is a perfection from yesterday.
Judge, I have a copy of the amended probable cause affidavit, if your honor. Like to see it.
The issue was there was no field test yesterday.
Field test was.
Back here again. Now it says field tested positive. $1,000 bond, court finds probable cause. That concludes the docket, I believe. In the jail, great job. Madam Interpreter, great job. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Honor.
Greatly
Have a nice
appreciate
day.
it.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Judge, this weekend has been a pleasure.
Thank you, counsel. Pleasure working with you.